Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio's The Incoherent Ramblings of C&E. Christopher and Eric are your hosts, coming to you live from Greensboro, North Carolina, as we do every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Our intro music is provided from the Podshow PodSafe Music Network. Check it out at music.podshow.com. Also, feel free to email your topics for discussion, suggestions, and comments to incoherentramblings@live.com.
This is Christopher.
This is Eric.
It is Thursday, May the 6th, 2010. We're at
Happy belated Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, and May Day, both.
Yes.
We're broadcasting live from the internationally famous C&E Studios, Greensboro, North Carolina. How are you today, Eric?
I am fantastic.
Excellent.
And yourself?
I'm doing quite well. Relaxed.
You've had a big week.
I have had a big week.
What exciting has happened to you since we last had our last show?
Well, I have, let's see here. I got a haircut.
Yeah.
Massage. A massage. Yes. As our listeners know, I got married May the 1st. And have spent quite a few days moving.
Yes.
My wife and my stepdaughter into my home. Furniture, boxes, appliances, lots of stuff.
Yes.
It's been very busy.
But it looks great.
Thank you.
90% done. Still some boxes are unpacked.
I think there's 11 boxes unpacked.
Maybe 95%.
Yeah,
done.
maybe so. So all the major stuff, all the stuff for the bathroom, both for us and for my stepdaughter, and all the stuff in the kitchen, I think has been unpacked. So, that we need. That we either one of us.
I didn't notice that the vanity in Olivia's bath painted.
No. We are going to do. We're going to paint the trim in the wall and that cabinet in there prior to the new tile that will be put down. The guy came out with a measure today. He said within 2 days we should have a quote, and then we'll schedule it. So it's still quite some time before that'll be done anyhow. So work in progress, but making good progress right now. So that's a good thing.
We had a lot of fan mail from female fans.
Yes.
Upset that
Yes.
they're off the market now.
Yes, off the market. Yes. When you reach international fame as we have,
yes.
It's hard to decipher between the people that truly like you for you and the people that just are like you for your fame
And your celebrity.
Yes,
right.
yes. So I knew Lauren well before I became internationally famous. So
I sold the picture of your wedding to the tabloids. Made some good coin there.
Thanks. Well, I'm glad you shared that with me. So when I see it out there, I'll know where it came
Dinner's
from.
on me.
Dinner's on you because you sold our wedding. Were these pictures that you took at the wedding?
No.
And so you sold them to tabloids. Okay. Well, they're always looking for famous people, and when you're internationally famous, that's what happens. So, I'd like to welcome our friend, a friend of the show, and UK correspondent, official UK correspondent, stuck in the 70s. So
Glad to have you.
Sure, he has his coffee and Bushmills and maybe even some earplugs. Well, it's a beautiful day.
It is.
So it was warm. It was warm. It was cool this morning, and I think it'll be nicer this evening because the humidity hasn't been very bad. But it got up to about 90, 91 today, so kind of warm. But I think there must be a cold front coming through that doesn't have actual showers. Usually when we have a cold front, we have a system that moves west to east.
It was warm. The last rain shower came through. It was warm.
Yes, But I'm thinking that we must be having one of those rare cold fronts that doesn't have any rain with it, because it's supposed to be like 91 today, 91 tomorrow, 80 some, like 78 Saturday, and then like 68 Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, so like, a 20, 25 degree change.
I fly to Dallas Sunday.
Sunday? Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Dallas Sunday through Wednesday.
Sunday through Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing in Dallas?
Just the training for that company
I
was going to work for to raise money for the Susan G. Komen for the Cure.
Oh, yeah. Walk for the Cure, race for it, club for it, dance for it. They have all kinds of
Swipe your credit card for it.
So swipe your credit card for it. Well, very good.
Shot for it.
Shot? Shoot?
Shot.
I thought you said get shot for it. It's like, wait a second. Is there a cure for that?
Shot for the cure.
Yes, there are a lot of things you can do for the cure. Well, good. Dallas. Last time I was in Dallas was 1991. It was a long time ago.
1990 when I was there.
Actually, I'll take that back. It was 2004 when I was in DFW on a connecting flight.
You're right. I might have been through the early connecting flight before. The only time I went before this was for Tandy Corporation Radio Shack back in 1990.
Oh, well, I was there in 91. Yeah. I was there visiting my cousin, who's since deceased, much too young of age. He was living out there at the time.
One of my friends said it's one of the best cities in the States for single people.
Oh, really?
Oh, pow wow. I myself did not get married on that.
I might have to go to Dallas.
You would hurt those stats.
You know what? I know a lot has changed since 1991 when I was last there and spent any amount of time, which was 19 years ago. I'm sure a lot has changed, but this is what I found to be very odd when I was there. Here, even in Greensboro, which is not it's not nowhere near the size of Dallas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can go out at pretty much any time of the day or night and find a grocery store, a fast food restaurant, something like that open, ice cream, movie theater, pretty much find whatever you want. And the thing that I found very odd about Dallas, like I said, was 19 years ago, but still a much larger city then and now than Greensboro is and probably ever will be, is that everything shut down really early. Like my cousin and I got like, the craving for Taco Bell or something like that. And I said, let's go have some Taco Bell. And he said, well, they're not open. And it was like 9:15 or something. I was like, seriously? He's like, yeah. I was like, there's got to be something. We drove around. And this wasn't like in a suburb or way out, way outside of town. This was in Dallas. Everything was closed. The only thing that was open was Putt-Putt. And it closed at 11. It was really, really weird. The gas stations were closed. Everything was closed. It was bizarre.
That must have changed if it's a big spot for singles.
Apparently so. I just thought that was
I remember
odd.
when I moved here, though, in 84, what I found very odd, moving from Dayton, Ohio, was that nothing was open on Sunday mornings.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't even get gas Sunday mornings because of those
blue laws. The blue laws. Yeah.
It's changed since.
Right.
But no, you couldn't do anything.
There's still blue laws. It's just there are a lot fewer restrictions. Like you can't sell alcohol up until 1 or something like that. Something like that. Yeah, but you couldn't.
Then you couldn't get alcohol at all on Sundays.
Or gasoline, or yeah. Up until was it like 1?
I don't think you get alcohol at all.
No, I'm talking gas.
Gas, I don't remember. But you're right. I mean, nothing was open on Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So
we apologize for the noise in the background. Bella is, I think, trying to remove her front right paw by chewing on it.
Tastes good.
Bella, seriously, what is wrong with you? Good gracious. So you're going to be there. You're flying out Sunday.
Yes. I'm not sure what time I look at my itinerary, but Sunday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
and then I leave, I fly. I'm done at 3 o'clock on Wednesday, but my flight's not till 8 p.m.
Oh.
So who knows when I get in.
That's 9 here.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. But at least it's only 1 hour difference.
Right.
It's in the wider part of the central time zone, so you'll still be just 1 hour off. But yeah, it should be fun.
I don't know what year I went to Acapulco, but I flew through there for that too. I don't recall what year that was.
Acapulco. I've never been to Mexico. No, I haven't.
I was not overly impressed. The dichotomy between, it was either really, really rich or
really, really
poor.
Yeah, and that's how, it's almost third world countries. Yeah. It's kind of, I think, if you go and you only go to the resorts, then you're like, man, this place is paradise.
We stayed in the actual president's villa.
Mm-hmm.
And the bedroom that I was in had a pool in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And then it had a glass wall, and the glass wall went down to the water, but you could basically get out of your bed, dive into the swimming pool, swim underneath that glass wall, and be outside.
Yep.
It was really cool. And I went and saw the cliff divers, but you had to drive through the dirt poor part of town,
right.
with like chickens and pigs hanging from their feet,
right.
flies all flying all around them and stuff. And then they get to the cliff divers, which was really cool.
And they have flies flying all around them. So you didn't order any chicken tacos while you were there?
No. But I did when I was really careful not to drink the water. But when we flew back from Acapulco, the girl I was seeing at the time and I got in the car at the airport and immediately headed to Dayton, Ohio. And I was not sick at all the entire week I was in Acapulco. We get out halfway through the week. It was very late when we got in. So we drove halfway to Charleston, West Virginia, stopped and got a hotel room. Next morning I woke up, I was sick as a dog. Diarrhea, vomiting every 5 seconds. It was terrible. And by the time we got to Ohio, I had lost so much fluids that I had to go to the hospital and get an IV and all that stuff.
Oh.
Montezuma's revenge.
So.
Not fun. I think I had some ice and a Coke or something right before I left.
I think I would stay away from Mexico. That would be my plan. Don't drink the water.
Don't drink the
That's
water.
what everybody says. Well, hopefully the water in Dallas will be a little bit kinder to you.
Hopefully so.
But do you have, is this like training during the day? Do you have the evenings to?
I think they're taking us to a baseball game.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
the Rangers?
Oh,
no, you don't.
I think, but I'm not sure. I didn't read that.
Hopefully it's the Rangers.
Maybe it is. One night. I don't know what we're doing.
Did I'm sure I've told you this, and I'm even sure, I'm pretty sure I told you this on the air. But I'll tell you again. I'm a big Nolan Ryan fan. My entire life. I was just amazed by him. And it was in his latter years, but he was pitching for the Rangers. And I was in Dallas, and I went, and I was excited because he was starting the game, and I get there, and we're running late. My cousin was running late. I get there at the top of the first inning, get seated and everything, and I'm so excited. I'm talking about Nolan Ryan. The guy turned around and goes, "Don't get too excited, son. He's already out of the game." He pitched so poorly in the top of the first that they had to pull him out.
Wow.
I got there in the bottom of the first inning, and I didn't even get to see him pitch. And I was so disappointed. I was, 19 at the time, and I was so disappointed. And I was like, I'll never get to see him. And I never did get to see him again. So hopefully you will get to go to a pro game. That would be kind of fun. Cool.
How far is Houston from Dallas?
It's not close.
I was there last year, year before last.
Right. I don't remember exactly how far it is, but I know it's not exactly close. I mean, it's closer than Greensboro is now.
Right.
I mean, let's see here. It is. So about right around 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Right up 45. You go take 45 right out of Houston. right into Dallas. And San Antonio is...
I've been there recently.
That's someplace I've always wanted to go.
I went there probably 98, 99,
Mm-hmm.
2000, somewhere there. Back when I was working with Pomeroy.
Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to go and stay in a hotel that was there on the river.
Mm-hmm. River walk.
Do the river walk and take some, boat rides and enjoy some of the fabulous restaurants that are there. Always, for some reason, that,
Alamo's there too, right?
Yep,
Alamo's
Alamo.
there.
Yep.
Oh, that's where I saw the Alamo.
Davy Crockett? No, that's definitely where we saw the Alamo.
Maybe it's a different one. I don't know. I don't remember the Alamo.
We're both history buffs, as you can tell. So, do we have any good stories today? I mean, it's a good story. I mean, we've got the good stories of, I got married and you're going to Dallas. Those are bringing good news to all.
No, not really.
No, you don't have anything? So
I had one I printed out. I'm not going to read it. That seems so gay.
You don't have a decapitation? Or
It's not a good.
This one right here is way too long. This Tale of Survival. I'm just not going to go into it. I know it sounds lazy, but...
I was kind of enthralled by it.
No, yeah?
Mm-hmm. I think you should read it.
Maybe I could do some highlights.
There you go. Just do the highlights.
Okay. Well, we always try to start off with a good story. And when you see a headline like this, murder rampage left girl orphaned and adrift.
It kind of warms your heart.
Yeah. She survived 4 days at sea. But the thing is, this is from a website called Tales of Survival, which a lot of times, in order to survive, meant some kind of tragedy was endured.
Right.
Generally. So that's why it's on our good news here. But it's a vacation of a lifetime for this couple and their 3 kids, a week of fun.
Now, this was how many years ago?
This was
50 years.
almost 50 years ago. A week of fun in the sun on a chartered yacht in the Bahamas. But it was the voyage. Only one of them would survive. The others killed by the boat's captain in a bloody spree. The Terry Jo Duperall was the middle child, an 11-year-old girl sandwiched between her older brother, Brian, 14, and her little sister, Renee, 7. She was also the survivor. The story was huge news when it happened in 1961. Now, 49 years later, Terry Duperall Fassbender is finally telling her story in a book called Alone, Orphaned on the Ocean.
Long name.
I thought that I was spared for a reason, and the reason would be to help other people. I would just hope I could help someone after they read the book to give them inspiration. Basically, her father was a well-to-do optometrist from Green Bay, Wisconsin. He took his family on a cruise on a 60-foot ketch, captained by a genuine war hero. The 44-year-old captain's wife was also on the trip. Late in the cruise, the idyllic trip turned into a nightmare. Harvey, who had serious financial problems, killed his wife, on whom he had just taken out an insurance policy. Fassbender theorizes he meant to dispose of the body later and claimed she was lost at sea, but Mary Dean put up a fight, attracting the attention of the other passengers. Harvey apparently killed Fassbender's father below decks and killed her mother and brother in the boat's cockpit. She had been in her own cabin. Later, I heard screaming and stamping, and I woke up and went away. And it went away and went upstairs to see see what it was. And I saw my mother and my brother laying on the floor, and there was blood all over. I went up to the captain, and he shoved me down. She never saw her father, sister, but she went back below while Harvey, who opened the sea valves on the boat so she could scuttle it, prepared to make his escape in the dinghy. With water climbing in her cabin, she came back on deck. Harvey gave her a line attached to the dinghy, which was in the water, and told her to hold it while he went to get something. she was convinced that he was going to get a weapon to kill the girl. When he saw her on deck, he realized, oh my God, there's a possibility she might survive. I better kill her. So he went forward to get a knife or something to kill her, but she did not hold on to the line. When she dropped the line, the dinghy started to drift away, apparently believing that Fassbender would drown. When the boat went down, Harvey drove in the water and swam to the dinghy before it drifted away too far. In the little boat was a 7-year-old Renee who was severely injured and would die during the night. It goes on to say that he had a suspicious story. People didn't believe him. What he was telling basically didn't add up. Midway through the 4th day, now she's lost at sea for 4 days by herself. Midway through the 4th day, a Greek freighter spotted her.
I wonder if she's wearing a life jacket or something like that.
Well, she was here on this little boat.
Oh, so she got a dinghy too?
Yeah, it looks like a little raft.
I see, okay.
This freight liner, they spotted her. She collapsed when they brought her on deck. She was finally able to regain enough consciousness to tell the captain who she was. She was rushed to Miami Hospital, where she was treated for dehydration and severe sunburn. She was running a fever of 105. When word broke out that she had been found alive, Harvey, who was testifying at an inquest into the loss of the ship, excused himself, went to his motel room, and killed himself with a razor blade. A Greek sailor took a picture of her in her room, and it basically made her famous, going all over the magazines and newspapers. Her fame soon ran out, and she was adopted by relatives, but she got no help in dealing with her trauma. Basically, she's gone on to become successful, and she's writing this book in hopes to help other people. So that is a
Cliff Notes version of the story.
Yes, exactly. It's pretty amazing story if you think about it.
Yeah.
Lost at sea as a child for 4 days and lived to tell about it. That is remarkable.
Was she stabbed?
No, she wasn't injured at all. He thought he was going to
kill everybody.
Well, he was going. Her sister Renee was still alive, but severely injured. He thought that there was no way she could survive because she was in a boat that was sinking, because he set it up to sink and thought she would just go down and die that way.
Right.
So she was able to defy the odds there.
But I wonder why he went to the trouble of killing everybody else but her. Because she was a middle child. Well, somebody older and somebody younger.
Because she was downstairs and he, in her own little cabin.
I see.
And so he was just going to get on the dinghy and leave. So Terry Duperall Fassbender. She went from a weird last name to another weird last name. So good for her. So let's see here. We got from our heroes and angels. We have here's an interesting story that we have not had. This is new. This lady meets 11 blood donors that saved her life. That's kind of a remarkable story. Another long one, so I will do the Cliff Note version. Basically, she battled a rare strain of leukemia. She made sure to thank more than just her lucky stars. She offered silent gratitude to her angels, the 17 blood donors who went through an arduous process to help her live through 93 blood transfusions.
Wow, 93.
93. So basically, confidentiality laws keep the blood donors and the recipients from ever knowing each other.
That's the first thing that went through my mind.
But the UCLA Medical Center arranged a meet and greet between Ray and her donors at a university luncheon. Looking out at a group of 11 donors at the luncheon, the petite mom of 4 flashed a winning smile, telling the group, "I'm so grateful, so honored to be here, to be able to look you in the eye and say thank you for my life." What
a great PR thing for the Red Cross.
Exactly. So Well, 93 blood transfusions, and she's now...
Why in the world she needs 93 blood transfusions?
Well, it's a rare form of leukemia.
Okay.
Leukemia is cancer of the blood, so I'm sure they were just trying to replace it with healthy blood.
I see.
So that's the only news story there, and then something about the time. I don't know anything about this Times again because I don't watch the news. I see something about that someone trying to blow something up.
Yeah.
In the Times Square.
Yeah, some guy had a vehicle with a homemade bomb that wasn't made of very good quality, but could have done some major damage had it worked. Propane tanks and whatnot, and he parked it and ran off, and I guess it didn't work. And they did a big manhunt, and they called him just as he had already been loaded onto a plane headed for the Arab Emirates.
UAE.
Mm-hmm. And they ended up calling the plane back and getting on board and arresting him.
Well, good. Now he can get some fancy pants lawyer and get set free. It's the American way.
You don't have a lot of sympathy for terrorists.
I don't have any. As far as you know what they would do to him back home, they'd decapitate him.
The only good terrorists are dead terrorists.
Yeah. I don't like repeat offenders. I like dead offenders. Quote from Ted Nugent. Detroit Madman. Ted Nugent. Yeah, the thing that I find somewhat, I guess, ironic is a better word than humorous about these people. If they did something like that in their home country, they would definitely be executed. But
you know, I think he might have been American.
Right. Well, or whatever country he came from.
I don't know. Honestly, don't watch as much news either. But as I recall, he had gone to Pakistan and had just recently returned from a trip to Pakistan. But I got the feeling that he was maybe a homegrown terrorist. I don't know.
So he was just kind of this wasn't an organized plot like 9/11 or something. No. It was just made up his own propane tank bomb and whatever.
Right. Now they did hire something. I mean, they did arrest somebody else, I think, in Pakistan that may have been connected to it. So maybe it was semi-organized. But
yeah, but not. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not gonna read this story. I can't go there because that would get me off on the tirade.
I heard that one. I saw that one going.
Right. We'll just skip that story, right? And there's nothing. There's no good news.
There's no good. I was really stretching with the one good news story I brought, but I'm not even reading it because it's so lame.
We got to do something. We got to have some kind of good news.
Okay, here's one. This is good for the passerbys. Ohio man robs bank and hands passersby $100 bill.
He was taking a negative
and turning it into a positive. Yes. Robin Hood. Robbing from the rich, giving to the poor. They were poor, at least to the bystanders.
Robbing some people and giving to other people. Right.
It could be well do by
it sounds like our president, right? Now that I think about it,
you're right.
What did Margaret Thatcher say? The only bad thing about socialism is eventually you run out of other people's money.
That's right.
So,
let's see here. Police in Columbus, which is my home state of Ohio, are looking for a man they say robbed a bank near downtown, then handed two $100 bills to passersby as he ran away. FBI Special Agent Terry Trombitas says the man robbed a Huntington Bank branch early Monday afternoon after showing a teller a gun in his waistband. Trombitas says the man was running up the street when he encountered a mother and daughter window shopping. The robber stopped and gave each of them a $100 bill and assured them it was real, then kept running. Trombitis says a mother and daughter from Cleveland area were in town for a visit to Ohio State. The Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
They took the money to the nearest bank, which turned out to be the Huntington branch that was just robbed, and told the police what had happened. So, good news all around. They got some money, and the robber got away.
Yeah, it's
Heartwarming.
That is heartwarming. Funny. Here's a story. What is that? That's it for good news. That was kind of a wacky story.
It was. I have no good news. I only have two stories.
Well, you started off with a bang.
I had to make one of them a good news story.
Well, maybe he felt that if he gave it to other people, that he was trying to make atonement.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what it was. Well, here's an interesting story, and we can actually fill some time with this because I find this interesting. It's actually about Julia Louis-Dreyfus and her star on the Walk of Fame. They misspelled her name. I saw that. They originally spelled it L-U-I-S, and her name is spelled L-O-U-I-S.
Right. You can see where it's changed.
Right. Yes, definitely. This is, and she wasn't offended. She thought it was cute and funny.
Right.
So that's all there is about that story. But
I will say she is the first cast member of the Friends group to get her own star.
Yes, but you mean Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Seinfeld.
Yes. She's the first one. Yes.
Forgive me.
So here, this is to go along with the story. I just thought this was interesting. I've not been to this Walk of Fame.
I've never been to L.A.
I've been to L.A. I've just never been to the Walk of Fame. The thing this is what I found interesting when I was younger and I heard about it and I saw these famous people at a little ceremony receiving their star and whatnot. I thought it was like all big names, like A-listers and A-listers alone, and like if you got that star, you had reached the pinnacle of your profession. And when you go out and look and see, they'll just get handed out to about any jack in the box.
Well, I don't know about that, but I think some of these were given out so early on to people that you and I just never heard of.
No, I don't mean that. I mean now. I think they give it to people maybe a little prematurely, but no, like I can't even give you. This is completely off the cuff. I'm just saying this. I just was really surprised at the people like her. This is no offense to her whatsoever, but I don't see her as a top tier actor. Yeah, she was on a very successful show for many, many, many years.
She still has her own TV show right now.
Yeah.
And some of my favorite work was when she was on Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
She was on Saturday Night Live too. So
Yeah.
it's not like she hasn't been in the industry a
No.
long time.
I'm not insinuating she hasn't. What I'm saying is I don't see her as top tier.
I don't see her as a movie star. But
No.
see, that's got TV. It's not.
It does. Yeah.
I didn't know they distinguished. But
Yeah, they do.
apparently, in the stars, they got TVs versus film. Huh?
Yeah.
I wonder if they do for people that do both.
Probably whichever one has received more fame, maybe, perhaps. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not even insinuating she's not A-list. What I'm saying is I don't see her. I mean, even at A-list, you have people that are higher tier.
Right.
Like I could see Tom Hanks, and even though I don't like Tom Cruise, Sean Connery, I could see people that, not to leave out females. I'm just saying I could see people Julia Roberts. I could see her having a star. It seems like they just hand it out just about anybody. Like Gary Coleman. Why does he need a star?
What you talking about?
What you talking about? I don't know if he has a star.
Right.
I do know. I absolutely do know this as a fact. Gary Coleman does not like to be patted on the head. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. If you see Gary Coleman, do not pat him on the head. It makes him angry, and he will curse at you, and he will bite.
What about midget tossing? Would he be opposed? Would he be opposed to being tossed around?
I think he would be opposed to that as well.
How about being dressed up as a little elf?
Right. if it paid enough, that'd probably be okay. The thing is, I just thought it was odd. I mean, I saw a lot of a lot of people get stars that I didn't see as being top tier stars, and I thought that's what it was reserved for, and apparently it's for everybody.
I like Russell Crowe too.
Yeah, I like Russell Crowe. Right here, Judge tosses midget. Oh, never mind. Judge tosses mother-in-law versus what?
I read that story too. I didn't print it. But some mother-in-law sued a comedian for making fun of him in his act.
And the judge tossed it. At least the judge had enough common sense to do that.
I always pray for you. Not even should love these frivolous lawsuits.
Yeah. Stand-up comedian who was sued for making mother-in-law jokes has had the last laugh after a federal judge threw the case out of court. Sandra, whoever, whose shtick for years has been described to describe her life as half-black, half-Swedish woman who marries into a Jewish family, was sued 2 years ago after her mother-in-law, sister-in-law, and brother-in-law said her jokes were holding them up to public ridicule. So these were her actual in-laws, not just some person that was in the act. Basically, a lot of the jokes were statements of opinion, not fact. They were protected by the First Amendment.
Like her sister-in-law's voice sounds like a cat in heat.
A cat in heat, yeah. So basically the judge said, this is ridiculous. Like, why did you even bring this? And he threw it out of court, which, in my opinion, is the right call.
I concur.
That seems kind of strange. Have you ever ate emu?
I have not had emu, at least not today.
I mean, ever.
Have I ever had emu?
Yeah. I have. I've had ostrich.
Chicken?
No.
Roasted or barbecued?
I had mine actually ground.
Emu kebab? No.
I had mine ground as a patty. Which is the way I've had ostrich. That's the only way I've ever had ostrich and emu. Ostrich actually is very low in fat and very tasty. It's actually quite healthy meat to eat. Emu has some good fat in it, like salmon. But here's a story about a runaway emu. It's kind of like pull a little O.J. Simpson. And this comes to us from Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is about 2 hours from right here where we are in Greensboro, North Carolina. Why did the emu cross the street? Apparently to get away from South Carolina police officers, animal control officers, and miscellaneous people chasing it in Rock Hill. The Herald of Rock Hill reported the 6-foot bird ran 10 blocks through the city Tuesday, chased by as many as 50 people.
Sounds like an episode of Sesame Street.
I know. and this is great right here. Who catches, out of these 50 people, who catches him? A 70-year-old man. 70-year-old Bobby Mangrum managed to capture the bird with a fishing net and managed to tie the bird's animal's sharp feet. Mangrum owns 2 emus along with llamas and goats and took the big bird home with him while police tried to figure out where the bird came from.
So wait a minute now. This is Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
A 70-year-old man who also raises.
Mm-hmm.
What did he raise?
Emus, llamas, and goats.
I think I woke up in a different country.
Police Lieutenant Joe Johnson said he wasn't sure how he would phrase his report, saying the animal didn't appear to break any laws, except perhaps running from police. Oh my God!
Evading arrest.
I mean, can the animal be charged with anything? So, actually, this sounds like you're right in saying Sesame Street. It sounds more like an SNL skit of a parody of Sesame Street.
Right.
With 50 people chasing a 6-foot-tall bird, and then this guy catching it with a fishing net.
70-year-old.
A 70-year-old man. I read this story while you were going over another story, and I thought that was fun. So you had the guy that was stealing money from a bank and handing it out to people. Here's someone stealing something you wouldn't think of stealing, a fireman's helmet. I wouldn't think, like, if I were going to rob.
What am I going to steal today?
I think
a fireman's helmet.
Yeah, maybe a fireman's helmet. Or maybe a police officer's gun.
Lots of value in these firemen.
Yes, apparently so. This comes to us from Florida. A man was charged with stealing the helmet of a firefighter who responded to help his friend. The sheriff's office reported that Seminole fire rescue firefighters responded to treat an ill person Sunday morning. While rescue workers were inside the home treating the sick person, authorities say a 21-year-old man got into the unlocked cab of the fire truck and took the helmet. The firefighter noticed his helmet, worth about $500, was missing several hours later. Deputies were able to track it back to the man. He was charged with grand theft, burglary of an unoccupied vehicle, and possession of a controlled substance. He's being held on $7,000 bail.
Controlled substance? Apparently
he had some narcotic on him when they picked him up.
It was his helmet made out of.
Right. I guess he was, I don't know. It's kind of shaped like a bowl. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of odd. The story doesn't go any further than that, but I think that's a little odd. What was his motivation? Maybe he was hopped up on something and didn't really know. Maybe he's put up to it as a dare from his friends because he was 21. He was young.
Maybe he just wanted to be prepared in case there was.
In case he needed to go into a burning rubble.
Right.
He would maybe
be prepared. Maybe his girlfriend has a fetish for firefighter helmets. I don't know.
Well, in addition to the firefighter helmet being prepared, you should always have a papoose.
A papoose?
Yes. Always have a papoose. This is words to live by. Always have a papoose, and if not, be prepared to make one. Seriously. Any of our listeners that watch Reno 911 will get the reference there.
What's a papoose?
Those, like, Native American ladies used to wear this thing around them, and it will hold a baby in it.
Uh-huh.
That's a papoose. Yeah.
I should have known that.
Yeah, you should have.
How could I not have known?
Well, you're part American Indian.
I am.
And you've fathered many children. You should know this.
Native to this area.
Yes. I mean, a papoose. That's what a papoose.
My tribe called it a swing.
Well, the show's mascot is my beautiful dog, Bella.
Yes.
Pit bull. Vicious, though. She's beautiful but vicious. And this story
big nasty teeth.
Big nasty. Yeah, big hair. This story would be, applicable to her and all other dogs that listen to the show. This comes to us from Danvers, Massachusetts. A Massachusetts church is scheduled to launch a new monthly worship service for dogs. Calvary Episcopal Church will offer later this month its first Perfect Paws Pet Ministry, aimed at giving area pooches and their owners improved odds at getting canines into heaven. I thought all dogs, never mind. The Danvers Church plans to hold the service on the third Sunday of every month, complete with communion for the humans and special blessings for pets. Dogs will also get special treats. Church officials said that well-mannered, leashed dogs are invited. People can submit a paper prayer if their pets are sick, not good around other dogs, or deceased. Prayers can also be offered for other types of pets. Reverend Thea Keith Lucas told the Salem News, dogs will have a say during service because barking won't be banned.
They often speak in tongues.
This story to me is borderline asinine.
Mm-hmm.
Because
to me, it speaks to what our country was founded upon: religious freedom. And
For all. This is a house of prayer for all people.
In all species.
Yeah. They could probably bark along to Kumbaya, I would think. Maybe, I don't know. That's an odd story. We like odd stories that make us laugh.
Yes.
That was.
What city was that in?
Danvers, Massachusetts.
They're pretty liberal up there.
Well, my mother always says not to speak ill of the dead, but so I won't speak his name. But I don't have much use for a state that repeatedly elects a public official that is a known murderer. I don't have much faith in the people of Massachusetts personally that would vote for him. This is an unfortunate event. A lot of times you run with people that win the lottery for good news. This comes to us from Sol Day, New York. A Syracuse area man's lucky day at an upstate casino has gone up in smoke along with his winnings. Kenneth Lomery said he returned to his home in Solway around 3:30 a.m. Tuesday after winning $3,200 at the Turning Stone Casino in Verona.
Lucky.
Yes, absolutely. A little more than an hour later, a fire broke out in his two-family home he shares with his fiancée and their 3 children. They and the family living downstairs escaped unharmed. Police evacuated residents of 2 neighboring houses as a precaution. The house suffered extensive damage, and its contents, including his wallet with the casino winnings, are believed to have been destroyed. He said he planned to use the money to pay bills.
To buy a smoke detector.
He had planned to use the money to buy a smoke detector and
the man was found with a stolen fireman's hat. He planned to use the money for restitution for a fireman's hat. He stole.
Oh my goodness! So he had a big night at the casino where the house usually went. And comes home and his house burns down, which is unfortunate, but still kind of ironic.
And everyone lived.
So it's a good story.
I told you I had the story, but apparently I printed it. See if you can find it. I think listener may have submitted.
Oh, that was actually a listener submitted story
as well. Luckily they submitted it. We've got it that way.
Here's another listener submitted story. This I can't pronounce his name, but the nutball that's the president of Iran. Akabaraka.
Yeah.
He claims that Osama bin Laden is living in Washington, D.C.
No, really?
Yeah, he says he has being the most wanted man on the planet. Iranian President Mohammad Abbarakar-Majid says he has an idea where the terrorist leader is holed up, not in a damn cave in the Middle East, as many may think. Ahmadinejad. But a far cozier setting in Washington, D.C. Apparently, he has some information that we don't have. Right. I don't know. The sarcastic quip came during an interview with Stephanopoulos as he responded to a claim in the new documentary Feathered Cocaine that bin Laden was living comfortably in Tehran, Iran, for years. So he's saying that maybe perhaps that he's living in Washington, D.C. So I don't know. Maybe that dude has maybe he has a sense of humor we don't know about. This is a long story, but it's something that has upset a lot of people.
Yes.
Administrators at a California high school sent 5 students home Wednesday after they refused to remove their American flag T-shirts and bandanas. The garbage the school officials deem incendiary is offensive on Cinco de Mayo. They sent them home. The 5 teens were sitting at a table outside Live Oaks High School in Morgan Hill, California, on Wednesday morning when the assistant principal, Miguel Rodriguez, asked 2 of them to remove their American flag bandanas. The boys told the newspaper they complied, but were asked to come with him to the principal's office, even though they took off the bandanas as requested. The 5 students, Daniel Galley, Austin Carvalho, Matt Dariano, and Dominic Maciel, and Clayton Howard, 4 of which sound like they could very well be Hispanic, were told they must turn their shirts inside out or be sent home, though it would not be considered a suspension. He told the students they didn't want any fights to break out between Mexican-American students celebrating their heritage and those wearing American flags. They said they were starting a fight, that we were adding fuel to the fire. It's kind of a...
What country do we live in?
Exactly. It's kind of confusing, really, if you think about it. I could see if they were wearing something vulgar or profane.
I saw a picture of the shirts. It was just a white T-shirt,
American flag,
with an American flag on the front.
That was it. Nothing
that was
else.
It.
Nothing else. There were no words or anything.
No.
However,
does celebrating the heritage of another country mean you can't celebrate the heritage of your own?
Or the country that you're in?
Right. Can we not? I'm wondering if the school flew the American flag that day.
I don't know. I'm wondering if our UK correspondent is allowed to wear the Union Jack at work. That would be the same thing. It'd be like, oh, sorry, you have to go home from work today. You can't wear the Union Jack. Or you have to turn it inside out. That's just...
There's Americans over here celebrating Independence Day.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's July the 4th. You know, we don't want to offend any Americans here in the UK. I mean, that's just... what it boils down to is stupidity. That's America is overcome with stupidity.
Again, it's not a fair comparison because Cinco de Mayo is not a celebration of Mexico's independence.
It's just a day to eat some good food and get drunk for most people.
It's really just have price drinks.
Right.
It's actually, if you want to know, being the history buff that I am. It's a celebration and remembrance of a battle that was fought in one city-state in Mexico. Was it starts with a P? Puebla, against the Mexican and French.
Oh, okay.
So they celebrated that one city-state for that reason. In the United States, it's celebrated just as a celebration of their
people getting drunk
heritage.
Right.
And in good deals at Mexican restaurants.
Right. The boys told the principal that turning their shirts inside out was disrespectful, so their parents decided to take them home. The mothers said, I can't believe it. Doesn't make sense to single out these 5 kids. They said they could wear it on any other day, but today is sensitive to Mexican Americans, so they're not allowed to wear it. So, the other 364 days a year you could wear the shirt, but not on...
Be proud to be an American 364 days a
year.
Right,
but not on May 5th. Not on May 5th, because we don't want to offend people.
Don't celebrate your heritage.
That's ludicrous. And let's not forget, Mexico is part of America. It is an American country.
Yeah, but not the United States.
No, not the United States of America.
Flag
right. Yeah, but it was in the United States of America. They were wearing a flag. In an attempt, this is a direct quote of stupidity, I might add. In an attempt to foster a spirit of cultural awareness and maintain a safe and supportive school environment, the Live Oak High School administration took certain actions earlier today. The district does not concur with the Live Oak Schools Administration's interpretation of either board or district policy related to these actions. And then they were unavailable for comment because I think they realized just how insanely stupid they are.
Well, they were saying, we didn't agree with what he did.
Right.
This is why he did it.
Right. More than 100, now get this. This is called hypocrisy. Okay. More than 100 students were spotted wearing the colors of the Mexican flag, red, white, and green, as they left school, including some who had the flag painted on their faces and arms. So more than 100 students were wearing either the Mexican flag or the colors of the Mexican flag, and they weren't sent home.
No, that's because
but the people that were wearing the American flag in America were sent home.
Yeah.
Okay, now see, the only thing that where they had any kind of the only leg they had to stand on, really, is bandanas are not allowed.
Right.
The bandanas are banned at the school.
Which were removed when they were asked.
They asked them to remove them. They took them off. There you go. Bandanas are not allowed. Say, will you please take them off? They took them off, compliant immediately, yet they were still sent home. That's it's crazy. So
I know you'd like that story.
yeah. Some other Mexican-American students reportedly said their flags were taken away or asked to be put away, but none of them were actually sent home. They said some professor of law said
maybe they put them away. Maybe they weren't as proud of their heritage as our American students.
This professor of law says the students are protected under California Education Code, which prohibits schools from enforcing a rule subjecting a high school student to disciplinary sanctions solely on the basis of conduct that, when engaged outside of campus, is protected by the First Amendment. And outside of the campus, you could certainly wear a shirt with the American flag on it. So,
could you burn a flag on campus? I mean, you're protected by that.
Right. I, for one, I don't see burning a flag as speech.
I don't either.
So I don't see how that's protected by the First Amendment.
But it is. It angers me that it is. But it is.
It is the interpretation of some liberal nut jobs.
Correct.
That it's speech.
I wonder if students could do that.
Well, I have a question. Why can I not burn down someone's house? That's speech. I mean, that's burning. If burning is speech, I should be allowed to go around and be an arsonist and protected by the First Amendment.
Only your own house, not somebody else.
If you burn down your own house, you get in trouble with the law. Absolutely.
But you could if you wanted to.
You could do it, but you would still get in trouble.
No.
Yes, you would.
Not if you did it the right way.
Well, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Control burn.
Control burn. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really make sense. This story is just it's stupidity in action, and I don't care about the First Amendment. The First Amendment that means nothing to me. They're saying, this one person says, unless I'm missing something, this seems like a blatant violation of the First Amendment. He says, he said, adding uniforms are not required at public school, and they were wearing, of all horrific things, the American flag. That's what this person was quoted. I don't care about the First Amendment right to free speech, because wearing a shirt is not speech. And I know I'm very literal, but it's freedom of speech.
To me, it's majorly anti-patriotic.
Right. But I mean, here, what it boils down to, it is covered by freedom of speech, but that's not what I care about. The fact of the matter is, there's nothing wrong with wearing a shirt with the American flag on it,
right,
in any country.
Well, I don't know that. I don't know the laws in every country.
Right. Well, there shouldn't be anything wrong with it. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. This is amazing. That it reminds me of about 6-8 months ago, there was a lady that was sent home from work because she had an American flag in her cube. And she was here, I think it's somewhere in Texas or somewhere, and they told her to take it down. She said no. Her son was in the military, and
I do think they're
and she refused to take it down, so she was sent home from work. And when she got back, it was like taken down. Oh no. So anyhow, that's pretty much all we have for today. Let's see here. Well, Stuck in the 70s says he has to wear a uniform. Well, he can beat people who annoy him. That's cool. That's a cool job. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we will see you next. This has been Blog Talk Radio's The Incoherent Ramblings of C&E. Christopher and Eric are your hosts, and we would like to thank you for listening to our show today. Don't forget to tune in for next week's show, live from Greensboro, North Carolina, as we are every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time.